Morning, everyone. It is Saturday, 9:30 a.m. About 43 degrees in Indianapolis. Ah, I got an echo. I'm gonna have to turn something off here. Anyways, it's gonna be a decent day, but 43 high of 50. So for you people in California, it's getting cold here. Which brings me to an interesting point. What do you do with properties here in Indy in the winter? Um, there's a couple of trails we can do down the rabbit hole on that. Um, we can, we get really, really cold here in the wintertime. We have to deal with frozen pipes. And so, how do you deal with vacant properties during the wintertime? Do you winterize them? Do you heat them? What do you do? If you if you have a property that is vacant, and let's say you're getting ready to re-rent it, so you're doing the rehab, then obviously you're going to have the heat on. But when you get it to where it's done and you're listing it for rent, what we recommend that people do here in Indy is we recommend that we winterize the property, even though we're showing it and hope to have the vacancy filled within 30 days. We winterize the property. We leave the heat on. We turn the water off. And then we show it. And the reason that we do this, and I know that this is costly, don't get me wrong, but when a person comes into a house, a vacant house or any house, if the temperature in the house is cold, then they are they get a negative feeling. It's kind of an emotional or a psychological response to it. So we always recommend that they have the heat on. Maybe we turn it up to 60 degrees or whatever. We keep it low, but still it's a warmer than outside. Is that what I want to say? Um, Now, why do we still winterize it? Well, a couple of times over the past whatever. I've been doing this for 13 years as far as rentals go. Um, a couple of times in the past 13 years, we've had instances where um, the heat went out in a house and the water was still on and the pipes burst. Um, so, we've got people going to look at houses all the time, and um, a lot of times they don't give you feedback. They don't tell you that, oh, the heat's off or whatever. And we do non-agent showings. So we don't have someone meeting someone there to look at the property. Um, they still have to be verified before we'll give them a code, they have to be verified. But, it's just the way of things. Anyways, so today we're going to go through, I got to turn this one thing off real quick because it's killing me. So today we're going to go through and find this thing here. Today we're going to go through, we're going to do a property, came back off rent. It's actually a pretty decent property. We just did a major rehab to it. Maybe it's under here. So we're gonna go through this property. We're going to turn off. That's what I want. Okay. All right. So I can put my headset back on. So we're gonna go through this property today. It is a property we got back off rent. It's a pretty decent property. It's kind of in a niche area. It backs up to the highway, which is always a negative. I think we're getting ready to go into a down market, so just certain things are going to turn people off of properties, mainly for when you're selling them. I lived through the dream of 2007. We had, stuff that normally would maybe be a non-issue or maybe just a minor issue became bigger issues, right? Mountains out of molehills. So like my parents bought a property that backed up to the highway, which everybody knows is a big no-no, right? But this had a 40-foot, what do you call it? 40-foot windbreaker wall or sound wall between the highway and the house. And then there was 40-foot evergreens also between the house and um, the wall. So there was, backyard, 40-foot evergreens, 40-foot, sound wall, and then the highway. Now you could hear the highway, but I mean, I could sit in the backyard and I could whisper to someone and they could hear it, but you knew that the highway was back there. You didn't see it. You could barely see the 40-foot wall, but you could see it. Anyways, it ended up, normally I would say it's about a 5% price reduction, if that. But in 2007 and living the dream, it was about a 10% price reduction. So our ARV, I don't remember what the exact numbers were. So, but if it was a $100,000 house, that one was a lot more. I think it was like 180. It was a $180,000 house. We ended up dropping the price by 18,000. I think it was 18, about 15 or 18,000. We ended up having to drop the price in order to get it sold. So backing up to a highway is always kind of a negative. And in a downturn, if you're doing flips, it is a bigger negative. Morning, Tim. So anyway, so yeah, so also on a busy street, that's a negative, and that's usually about a 5 to 10% price reduction, especially in a negative market. And then if your lot is irregular, a lot of people like, oh, I want a corner lot because it's bigger and I got more property, but you've also got 2 or 3 sides of your property open to public, right? So people coming through can see 3 sides of your house, right? So that doesn't give you as much privacy. So that kind of becomes a negative, especially in a down market. Backing up to a highway, that's a big negative in down market. If you have 0 lot, stuff like this, that stuff becomes a lot bigger problems in a down market. So I think we're going to start seeing that in the spring. I think a lot of people were expecting we would have already seen it, but I think we're going to wait until after the election. I don't care who gets elected. I think we're going to have, we've got hyperinflated markets right now. And I just think there's hardly any inventory. But, once we kind of, we're starting to see more and more rentals, that people are asking for assistance to get their rents paid and stuff like that. And I don't know if that's necessarily because the job market is bad, then they need the money, or people are just like, it's free money, so I'm going to try and get it, right? So the jury's still out. We seem to have some people who are asking for assistance, and I'm not necessarily sure that they need it, or that they just want it for free payments, right? So anyway, so I don't know what that is, but like we've only had about a 1% delay, or what I want to say, 1% of our tenants are late on their rent up until this month. And then this month we're up to about 3%. So not horrible, but we're seeing it more now. And I don't know what November is going to look like yet. So anyway, all right, so let's get into this one property. And then if you guys have questions or comments, put them here or put them down below, and like it if you like the video. And subscribe. I don't care. Subscribe be nice. All right, let's do this thing. Do that thing. That's loud, isn't it? All right, so here's our bad boy property.
Look good. Let's see, and windows look good.
Windows look good. Yeah, the windows were all replaced.
Any issues on the siding on the front? You got downspouts on each side with no extension.
The extensions always go missing.
Grill right here left on the front walkway. Not sure what that's about. The handrail looks kind of lopsided, but it's not real weak.
Oops.
This one kind of is. The right one you might want to reinforce, maybe both of them. The left one's stronger than the right one, but they both kind of look off. Hopefully that shows up for you. They both look like they're leaning out, so maybe I'm thinking maybe you could screw them over onto the steps to kind of brace them. The steps seem real solid. No screen in this window here. You got some vines growing up on the side of the house over here. No screen in this window. No screen in the upstairs window here. But there is a screen on this window here.
I want to say this house may have central air.
Another downspout. No extension. Power's off, so I can't check anything with the lights or anything like that.
This one's got central air.
This back window here has its screen. Back door was working fine. I think that light has the right bulbs in it, but I don't know. They look a little different than usual.
It's got a clean out.
This downspout, no extension. There's your AC.
Your clean out. Yeah, it needs a red or a dryer vent.
Okay, so you've got a couple of lines going down into the ground. That one is cut for whatever reason. This one, it's power line. It's not attached up here, but I'm not sure what that would go to. It's going down into the ground. Maybe that's the ground.
Maybe
those are for the ground.
Touch it and
rods.
see.
I don't know.
Lick it.
That one's loose.
Come on, Kyle, lick it. See if it's live.
And then I'm not sure what this line is here. Maybe condensate drain line, but it looks angled, like it's going to slope into the house, not out.
Central air probably.
So that may need to be addressed. And then it's got a gap around it. And then this dryer vent is missing the louvers to hold it so that it closes, so you don't get any birds or mice making a nest in there. Back window has no screen. You do have a sewer clean out over there. A little bit of overgrowth in the backyard and like a couple of larger tree branches down.
You can see here this house is right on the highway.
Kind of halfway in the yard and halfway over what I'm assuming is the highway property. There's a gas meter. Crawl space access. Another downspout, no extension. First floor window there does not have a screen. And I'm pretty sure the upstairs window does not either. I was going to get you this just if you need the...
Ooh, serial number. Ooh, it's GPS tracked. Those are my stickers.
I like that GPS tracker sticker.
That's right, baby.
No screen here. Looks all in good shape. I don't know. I can't really see this back room, but from what I can see, it looks good.
Yep. It's a new roof. We just put it on last year or the year before. This house had extensive rehab done to it. So we'll see what it looks like now.
This window. There's a little break in the siding right there. And we're back to the front. No screen in this window. And I think that pretty much covers the outside. So, really just looking at some screens, I think, and address that minor electrical stuff in the back. A little dirty here just below the house numbers next to the mailbox. And you got a break in the siding right there. And then one of the covers for the outdoor electric outlet is missing.
We didn't have to replace the flooring on this one.
Front door opens, closes, and locks and everything. There's a little spot right there they cut into the trim to install a security sensor. Floors are looking good in this room.
initially when somebody put in this click lock flooring,
I don't think that there's blinds
they
in any of the windows in the house. I'm not positive of that.
they didn't fit them
Here's
properly.
this
So
window
there
on the
was
top glass unit is fogged.
the bubbles.
But
So there was bubbles in the flooring. So as you walked, you would plump, 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 plump. So we ended up having to trim the edges to get it to fall back down, or maybe even we just tacked it down in a couple spots. I think we just tacked it down because it was easier than trying to fix it. That seal on that window is bad, so you could, you can leave it as is, or which is what most people do, or you could take it to the glass place, but you probably got 60 or 70 bucks to replace it. And then you've obviously got to send a guy over to do that. So it's probably about 100 to 125 to replace that.
Looking pretty good. You can see a little scuff. Let's see, right at the left corner where my light is there, and then right at the top where the light is there, there's like a line of some kind of, I don't know, something rubbed against it and wore some of the paint off or left some staining. Other than that, this room's looking pretty good. Floors are good. Looks like maybe some window hardware was removed here, and so there's little holes from that, but nothing major in here. Here's our kitchen. There's a little mark there on the floor. I think it's just dirt. Overall, these floors look pretty good. The cabinets look like they're in pretty good shape.
I think this young lady, she bought a house, so that's the reason she moved.
Counter end cap here. There's electric stove hookup. 3-prong looks like. Counter itself looks pretty good. Don't see any obvious issues with the sink. And again, down at this end, no end cap on the counter. Got some staining on the shelves.
I guess that's a question, a preference question. Do you put in contact paper for like those sort of shelves? Do you paint those shelves? What do you do with those?
That might be your fix there. It's just paint. If you just paint in the upper cabinet, the shelves, that should cover it. There's under the sink, that's pretty good. Doesn't look like anything's leaking.
So that's another interesting point. With houses in the wintertime, where is it?
If you just paint in the shelves, it's pretty good. Doesn't look like anything's leaking.
All right, anyways. So what the point is that PEX is a really good product. We're using it a lot. It's a lot more forgiving in the wintertime. It doesn't burst like copper does, or leak like galvanized, and we still see a lot of CPVC, which was never designed for being the main supply line for water in houses. It hairline cracks, and you have a hard time finding where those leaks are. I mean, copper blows out, and galvanized just starts to leak. But PEX is awesome. It's flexible, it's easy to route. You can easily just crimp the connectors, although the tools for crimping the connectors are about $100. But once you get past that, buy-in, it's a much better product. PEX is. It's very forgiving. It can freeze. It doesn't blow out, and then it typically doesn't blow out. I have not seen it blow out yet. It's just a very forgiving product, and so we like to use PEX. It's a lot easier and a lot cheaper to install.
My light will cooperate.
Nope, no light for you.
There you go.
Boop,
A
boop.
little bit of a spacing issue there. Can't really open that drawer.
Because of the handles.
Handle on the one next to it.
Nice.
So all the drawers look like they're in okay condition.
So it looks like there was only one set of shelves so far that really needed to
Cabinet
be.
door on the left is not quite closing all the way.
That needs to be either painted or we put the contact paper down. Because it looks like there's contact paper everywhere else.
Some
That one
staining on
doesn't.
that bottom shelf again. This door doesn't open all the way. It's kind of bumping against the one next to it. Some baby rice. And more
Baby
staining
what?
on
Rice?
the bottom shelf there.
I guess she was. When she moved in, she either just had a baby or was having a baby. I can't remember.
I think that's most of what we got in the kitchen. So, kitchen is just maybe end caps for the counter, and maybe a little bit of paint inside the cabinets, and adjust those few that aren't closing quite right. But the walls and the floor look like they're pretty good. Should clean up fine. Here's one window screen here.
Woohoo!
So who knows which one that fits, but at least you may have one of them. And got a GPS tracker sticker here on our
That's right, baby.
furnace, gas furnace, gas water heater. Everything looks fine there. Here's the washer hookups.
Yep.
Dryer connection. That's a 3-prong electric dryer. There's some cable lines here. One of those looks like it could be removed.
All right. On to video 2.
The other one looks like it may still be usable. You're missing the little clip right there to hold this door shut, but it holds itself shut, so may be okay without it.
Yep.
This door's working fine.
Black and white there. Got the checker pattern going on.
Opens, closes, locks.
We have this one crew that works for us,
Some
and
security
they
stuff
take a
in
few
here.
liberties. And it's a good thing. They do a good job for us.
Motion sensor there. And then here's your smoke detector. Got a little closet right here.
Now this one has a
Pretty
weird
shape.
3-way switch in
Here's
it.
a little shut off there. I don't know if that's the main water shut off or what, but something.
The flashlight's not doing a very good job here, Kyle.
That looks like it's pretty good shape. The door here is off the track a little bit at the top, but I think the door itself is okay. It just needs to be put back on there. Here's this bathroom.
What happened there? That was a short video.
And we're back. Flashlight started going dim on me there, so got some fresh batteries in it. Hopefully this is more visible now. Always tough when they don't have the power on in the house. Bathroom looks pretty good. Our mirror. Light bulbs there. Sink looks alright. Toilet looks fine.
This is going to be a pretty
Some bath part
well,
on the
so far
walls.
it's going to be a
Shower
pretty
looks
inexpensive
good.
rehab.
May just want to secure up that little cover plate piece. Flooring looks good. There's a spot right here on the ceiling where it's kind of worn away. I'm not sure if that was pre-existing or if that's
Probably
happened while this last resident was here. There's like a little patchwork around this fan too, so I don't know if the fan's newer. Back door. So this closet door. Some marks right there on that lower panel of the closet door on the inside. Nothing too crazy.
looks like we're missing the flooring in the closet.
And then all the shelves look pretty good. Floor's dirty, but doesn't look damaged.
Yeah, I guess there was some flooring in there, but it's
Closet
probably
door
just
is closing and latching.
some scrap pieces.
Bathroom door is closing and latching.
Oh, come on, man. You gotta get locked in
Door.
sooner or later. He's too smart for me.
Closing and latching. Good shape on doors so far.
Well, hopefully we can get another resident who's easy on houses.
Bifold door, off the hinges, as we would expect with a rental. Inside the closet looks good, and the door itself does not appear to be damaged from what I can see at this point, so I think it just needs to be put back on the track. Flooring looks good.
Walls look good. It could be an inexpensive rehab, I think.
Pictures here. Walls and ceiling are looking pretty good. So I think we're in good shape here. And yeah. So I think all we need to do in this room is you're gonna need to put that closet door back on track. And that should do it.
Woohoo! Upstairs. 2 more bedrooms upstairs.
Head upstairs. Now the stairs are carpeted and the carpet's dirty. I don't see, well, there's a little bit of jam right here. Yeah, you can see through it there, it's kind of ripped.
Well, I don't know.
And then it's just real dirty. So I'm not sure how well it'll clean up. I don't think it's real heavily stained. Here's our walls. A couple little nicks and stuff. Nothing too major.
Kind of an odd spot for that tear to happen in.
There's a spot right here. Need a little bit of drywall repair. Our way up here. There's this little landing.
Yeah, what do you do with that?
Stairs, I guess.
Because it's like a decent sized step up there. You put some dolls in there just to spook
I guess this
everybody.
could be maybe a bonus bedroom for somebody.
That's right. Or a sitting spot, a cubby hole. You can sit up there and read or work on your iPad or whatever. I guess I shouldn't say read anymore because nobody really reads anymore. Everybody does their iPad or whatever.
There's kind of overview of the walls. Like I said, I think they're pretty good. Some nicks in them and stuff. And I guess if you've got to do that little drywall patching on that corner down there, maybe paint this. Hopefully it's a color that matches up. Some more little nicks right there. If that's showing up on the camera. Just kind of in the edges and stuff. Here's a bedroom upstairs. Door closes and latches. So this side of the door. And that side of the door. Here's your bifold door for this closet. Closet's in pretty good shape. A little bit of stuff left behind. There's like a little spot on the drywall there, but it's already been painted, so I'm guessing that predates this last resident.
Okay.
There's our bifold door. It's in pretty good shape. And that one's even on the track.
What? Now we're just spoiled.
Walls in this room look pretty good. Floors look good. And this house is not looking too bad anywhere so far. Should be a fairly easy turnover.
Oh, now you jinxed us.
Unfortunately, there's those little bits of drywall work that need to be done, but I think that's about it, really. Clean it up and a few little minor things. The sink is dirty. I don't know if that's gonna clean or if that's like a stain, but hopefully it just cleans up. Our medicine cabinet opened up here, and that's all cleaned out. Towel ring seems fine. Toilet doesn't look damaged. You can tell there used to be something else behind this towel bar. So if you're doing touch-up paint, maybe touch that up as well. Tub looks good. Come on. There we go. Tub and shower all looks like it's in good shape. Here's this side of this door between here and the bedroom. There's this side. And that closed, latched, opened. All set there. There's this side of this one. This is the door between the bathroom and the hallway. There are a couple little screw holes, nail holes, something right there. But again,
They've been painted over.
it's been painted over already. And then there is like a dent here in the drywall. So if you're doing that other drywall work, maybe patch that and paint it as well.
I wonder what caused that.
This door does close, latch, and open. Quick check of these cabinets. Looks good. Good gold chain. I don't think it's gonna be real gold. Alright.
Hey, another closet door
is
off the hinges.
The track. Closet looks pretty good besides that. Door itself does not look damaged. Can't really line the camera up quite right for that, but doesn't look damaged on that side either from what I can tell, so hopefully that's in good shape. This bifold door looks like it's on the track. Inside of the closet looks pretty good. Close this door here.
Woohoo, shots!
And
We're spoiled again.
looks like it's pretty good.
Only gotta do 2 bifold doors.
There's the light fixture and the attic access there. A little scuff mark on the wall right here. Another little mark right there. Both of those are pretty small. Not sure if I've got it where you can tell that from the video or not. Floors look good. Walls mostly look good here. Yeah, I don't think this probably even needs to be painted. You might be, if you touch up the paint on that wall without painting the whole wall, it might look worse because it might show up. Sometimes the paint looks a little different when you do a second
Flashes.
coating.
When you flash a flashlight across it,
Could
or
roll
flash
that
light
little wall
across it, it
around here,
shows up.
improve it. And we will check this door. The door itself looks good. It's rubbing on the floor a little bit, so you may need to adjust this door just a little bit. But it does close and latch and open. Rubbed a little bit on the edge. I don't have to worry about that, but the it hitting the floor. I'm trying to get that fixed so it doesn't damage the floor at all.
Oh, there's a ding right there. Oh.
There's a little crack here in the drywall in the hallway. Looks like a piece. Oh, that's there's a track for maybe an old door up there on the shelf in this closet. Closet looks pretty good. Close our door here, and
Looks good.
door looks pretty good as well.
That's surprising. Those don't usually last.
And then quick shot there, your smoke detector and light fixture. And I don't think we did a shot that showed the flooring in the hallway, but it looks good as well.
All right, good. So pretty inexpensive
Overall,
rehab
this
here.
house is pretty good. Couple little minor things pretty much in like each room, and I think that does it for here.
Woo! All right, so let's work on this bad boy. This is going to be easy, easy. Downspouts, maybe 125 bucks. I got a new keyboard that's driving me nuts. Somebody, Allison, I don't want to mention names, Allison, was complaining about keyboard noises. So I had to install noise filters or noise suppression. And then I bought a new keyboard, but now I'm having a hard time getting used to my new keyboard, Allison. So anyway, so let's see here, replace several screens. Now, see, this is it's got central air. So if most people are like me, they don't really open up their windows. You should open up your windows twice a year, right? To outgas your house, to replace the air in your house with new air, right? But most people don't. They leave their windows closed year round, and then because they've got central air and gas heat or electric heat, doesn't matter, heat, period, then they basically don't need screens. So, I mean, it's kind of a conundrum. Do you replace the screens? Because probably they'll never get opened. Or do you, and especially because they're pretty expensive. Those are newer windows. And if I'm going to replace them with OEM original equipment or whatever, it's going to cost me about 20 bucks a screen probably by the time it's all said and done with, because you got to buy the frames, and I think those are like $5 to $7 a piece, and then you got to pay somebody to build it. So, you probably got another 10 bucks there. So, I mean, it's 20 or 30 bucks to replace a screen in a house. So there was quite a few screens that are bad or missing. So I say we go for some major windows. Maybe don't necessarily. Now there is a cheap fix that we do sometimes where we buy furring strips. They're like 3/4 of an inch by 2 inch wide or 1.5 inch wide, and you can buy them painted, pre-painted. You can even buy what do you call it, poly, so they're not even wood, so they don't rot. And then you could just basically you're laying the screen material out over top of the window, and then you're putting your fairing strip around the outside edge. We've done that a couple of times, so around the edge, just a little fairing strip. So that's an inexpensive way to do screening. I don't know if I would necessarily do that here. Anyway, so long story short, replace several missing screens. Let's say we've got 150 bucks there. Maybe we can get away with 100 bucks. We'll probably have to do the fairing strips. All right, replace dryer vent cover. I don't know. That's probably like 25 bucks. Not even probably that much. It's probably 10 bucks. Getting used to this new keyboard. It doesn't have the icons for all the buttons. So well, it does, but they look funky. So the dollar sign looks weird. Assess bottom step of back exterior stairs. I saw that it was kind of slanted a little bit, so I just want to assess that. So we'll need to look at that. 4 to 5 touch-ups needed. You know, some of these were, you know, dings in the walls. So, I mean, typically we would get, I think we get $30 a patch. So that'd be like 150. Paint or contact paper in cabinets is needed. That shouldn't be much. That should be like, I don't know, $25. Hey, I got a 2 there. Coat closet on main floor needs slider adjusted. That's a miscellaneous item. Fixed bifold doors or for closet in bedrooms. So there was 2 that were off. Fixed 2 bifold closets in bedrooms. That's just a miscellaneous. Trim master bedroom door. Again, that's probably just a miscellaneous. So miscellaneous is not very much. How am I supposed to get rich if I can't charge a whole lot? I don't know. What do we think? Hey, good morning, Frank, buddy. How you doing? I mean, I don't even think it's, you know, it's going to be that bad. Shoot, I think we're going to have more money in the final clean. And really, we don't even need a full-blown, I hate to do a full-blown final clean on it because it really just doesn't, it's not that bad. I don't have anybody cheap. Maybe I do. So we'll have to see. Let's just do 150 on this one. We'll try and go out of our norm. Or should I just put it down and have the normal guy do it? I don't know. Let's leave it that way. So not a lot here. I mean, shoot, I probably don't even have to get approval on this. Come on. Give me the calculator. There we go. Oh, I got 2 of them now. Awesome. 125 plus 100 plus 10 plus 150 plus 25 plus 150 plus 150. 710. That's not bad at all. String 710 plus 20%. No, that's not right. 20%. All right, so that's not bad at all. So I think we did a rehab on this house. I think he bought it for, I'm not sure how much he bought it for. I already started to fill this form out for us. I think he bought it. So let's say he's got 45 into this house. I think that might be high, but I'm not really sure. 45,000 into it. We'll try and run cash on cash numbers. If we can find a lender that'll loan less than $50,000. So we got basically not even that. We got about $800 here. 710, 140 would be 20%, so 850. So I didn't write down the assessed land value. What was the assessed land value? Because we're figuring out taxes, right? $3,000. Figuring out our depreciation for this bad boy. So, all right. So $750 a month is rent. It's got central air. You might even be able to bump this up to 800 because it's got central air. 8% for vacancy rates, about 1 month a year. It's going to be vacant. 10% for average repairs and maintenance costs. I really don't think we've even come close to that this year. We did a major rehab last year on it. This tenant moved in, and then she ended up buying a house, so she moved out. She took care of the house. I wish she would have stayed forever. My fluff is 2% a year just to get me up to 10% property management to get me up to my total operating costs, about 30%. Property taxes on this bad boy are $1,110 a year. Property insurance is probably about $550, $600 a year. So our cash flow, if you paid all cash for it, if you're into this house for a whopping $45,850, your cash flow would be $417.50 a month. So $5,000 a year. That's not bad, right? You got 10 of those, you got 50 grand a year, right? Not bad. Mortgage payment, if we did a mortgage on it, 20 years, 5% interest, be like $211.81. So cash flow on that would be, after debt service, would be $205.69. Let's plug in our 5, and let's say he's in the 25% tax bracket. So it would actually we bump him up to like 238.15 a month after tax or depreciation. So it's about 11% cap rate. So that's pretty doggone good. Not bad at all. Yeah. And cash on cash return, if you can find somebody who would loan him 32,000 on it, so he'd basically have 13 into it. His cash on cash return would be about 17, 18% right there. So not bad at all. Yeah, not bad at all. All right, so let's see what else is going on this week. I'm working on my bank. It's good times at the old house tonight. We basically have gutted it to studs. I don't have a picture, not with me. So we've gutted it to studs. We've torn the roof off, or all 3 roofs off. We had to replace a lot of decking that we weren't expecting to replace. The main, let me go over and I will show you guys. Let's see here. Yeah, so here's the inside of my bank. It's looking beautiful, isn't it? I think so too. Definitely very beautiful. So we're gutting it to studs in here. Obviously, we've got the roof wide open. Lots of work. A lot of these rafters here, which is where the roof is attaching to up above, are in a lot worse shape than we thought originally. So that the building had, excuse me, been neglected for quite a while. So it's looking pretty rough. But we'll get there, right? I think my plan at this point in time is to turn this into storage. So I'm going to have some storage units in here. I don't know what I'm going to do. There's an upstairs office. So yeah, here's the back. So see a lot of these rafters are shot. So we're having to replace a lot of this. And right now, I'm not kidding you, man, lumber prices are ridiculous. A 2 by 10 by 16 has ranged in price from $28 a piece to $33 a piece, $34 a piece. And I think we've bought 170 of them so far. I had originally budgeted about 20 grand for this roof. And I think we're still going to come in right around there. Because I just didn't know what I was going to deal with. But it is painful to see those bills come through because lumber is so expensive. So yeah, we're doing a flat roof. We're doing a metal roof. So your typical TPO or torch down roof will last about 10 or 15 years. A flat roof. My next door neighbor, they've got it's a rubber membrane, but it's a torch down. It might be a TPO. Anyway, so it wraps up and over the edges, and then it's got little tack strips going along on the outside edges where they're anchored it into place. But it looks brand new. Theirs is newer, I would say, probably within the past 2 or 3 years. But yeah, this one's going to be all metal. I ended up finding a place, Custom Sheet Metal in Greenfield, Indiana. If you need the contact info, the guy is awesome. Skylar over there is awesome. But anyways, yeah, so we bought the roofing material. Cost me about $3,700 for all the roofing and all of the flashings and all that sort of stuff, all in the same color, and the nails or the screws, I mean. So it's coming along really well. Let's do that. Any other pictures of it? Yeah, so you can see how some of the rod is going. So we're having to replace a ton of this stuff and cistern up boards and whatnot. So it's just a beautiful thing right now. But anyway, so we're hoping to 23. So there's a front shot of the building itself. So obviously this is inside. There's upstairs. There's about 700 square feet upstairs. I still got to figure out what I'm going to do with that. I don't know if that would be office space because the staircase is, let Let me see if I got a shot of it. So you come in the main door, right? Front door, and then here's the staircase going up. So it's, I don't know if it'll be, do I need to reroute the stairs? The stairs are pretty shot right now. So I really need to rerun the stairs or rebuild the stairs anyways. So maybe I'll make a little hallway and then a staircase going up to the upstairs. I just don't know what I'm going to do with that upstairs yet. Can see anything. Oh, yep. Sorry. Hold on. Let me switch it over here. So I'm sorry. So here you come in through this hallway or come in through the main door here, and then you go up the staircase up here. So the stairs are shot. So I got to figure out what I'm going to do with them. So I could reroute them, but there's not enough, probably enough clearance here to go straight up. So maybe I'll create a little hallway and reverse them. So you go up, this way instead of up that way. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. There's my night deposit box because this used to be the bank, right? You with me? So yeah, so it's interesting. It's about 700 square feet up there. I don't know what to do with it. So if you guys got ideas, put them down below because I really need help with that. I got to figure out what I'm going to do with that upstairs. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Our neighbor is not a very nice woman. And so code enforcement, this is interesting. Code enforcement came by and was writing me up. Well, I knew they were going to write me up because the exterior is in bad shape. They actually had orders on a property. So here's a little trick or sneaky thing that the city does. They will open orders on a property, and then if you don't repair it, usually I think the max fines are $5,000. So what they'll do is they'll open the repair orders on it. You don't repair it, then they get you for $5,000, and then they will close the orders, and then wait a little bit of time, and then they'll open new orders on the property and get you for another $5,000. So it's kind of a we'll get you, sucker. We'll get around this $5,000 cap. Anyways, so code enforcement was out. And so they were kind of getting on us about, the growth. Oh, there's a bunch of growth here and over here and all this other stuff. And so anyway, so come to find out, this is zero property line. I do not own this property here. So this is all my neighbor, who's a bit of a biddy. She likes to cause trouble. She got nothing better to do than just complain. And so anyways, so come to find out, because I don't have access to this, it's her responsibility, is what code enforcement was telling me. So she has to clear the vines off my property. Now, we already cleared this stuff here on the front, but we don't really have access to the stuff on the side. And also, she rents out the parking lot to a tow truck company. And so they've got all manner of, cars and trucks parked out there, and they're pouring oil and engines and everything else. Yeah, Tim, I know about that storage facility upstairs. Maybe I'll put the, let me switch here. Maybe I'll put the SBH headquarters upstairs here. I don't know what I would do with it. Mailing address. I think what we're going to do is we're going to do storage units in this property, and we're going to, inside will be inside storage. It's you got environmentals, you got your HVAC. It's hot and cold throughout the winter and in the summer. Maybe not necessarily in the summer. But the main lot, the parking lot will have, I'm going to buy a bunch of storage containers, like 10 by 20s or 8 by 20s, and rent those out to guys. I'm going to have to redo this front gate here so people can pull in. So run them by the month, and then maybe we'll do, we'll turn it into kind of a, what do I want to say? Mailbox place, but not necessarily a mailbox place. More like I'll put mailboxes in there, and then anybody who's running a storage bin could have, so like we could have contractors who have got, they can store their stuff in there, and then they can have an office address. Or do the air quotes, address. They can have an office address so that they could, look more professional, or do some stuff with Google. They can get, what do you call it, verified by Google, so you can have a Google address, right? So you can go on Google and start advertising and stuff like that. It makes it a little bit easier for SEO and stuff like that. So maybe we'll do that. We'll just have to see. Um, anyway, so yeah, so that's the plan at this point. I'm still trying to figure it all out. I'm having a heck of a time just getting um I'm having a hell of a time getting these storage places to call me back. The storage container people, the ones who sell storage containers, they won't call you back. I've applied, the one is like you call the number and it's obviously virtual assistants, or it's some sort of an answering service, and they're like, okay, we'll have somebody call you. They don't ever call. I'm like, I want to buy like 10 or 15 or 20 of these things, and they don't call. So there's some Craigslist ads for people selling them. So I may call a couple of those guys, because hopefully I'll get a local person who actually returns calls. So we'll just kind of go from there. Anyways, all right. I've had enough of you. Just you, Tim. Everybody else is okay, but Tim, you're out. You're off the island. Anyways, no, just kidding. Anyways, click the like, click the subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, you have some ideas for what I'm going to do with that upstairs office space, let me know. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I don't think I could do storage because nobody wants to climb stairs, right? I don't want to climb stairs. And heck, I'm never going to go into the office because we don't have an office. So anyways, my office is here, right? In my basement. So, all right, guys, have a good day, good weekend. Stay warm. Hopefully we'll get a few more good days before winter hits us. All right, have a good one. Thank you, guys.